cool movie. I don't think it's a great movie. Yo, it's your boy DJP, one half of the Real Life Recap podcast. And it's been a while since I did one of these, but I finally got a chance to see Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. The only reason why I didn't do this earlier was because I kind of wanted to let the hype die down. I know how, as anime fans, when something like this happens, an event like this, we get very excited because we know we about to get the theater quality. It's gonna be great animation. It's gonna be a lot of hype around it. So sometimes I like to just kind of let things kind of die down a little bit. And I think it was right that I did. So I ended up seeing the Demon Slayer movie, and I actually went to go see it again today because I wanted to kind of do my own little review on it. So we're gonna get right into that. So let's get it. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. I'm gonna say this obviously because this is a big anime event. People are gonna gas it. I think the hype was definitely warranted because Demon Slayer is definitely after this, especially, is definitely leading the new Gen 3. It might be number one. I think this movie has grossed $500 million dollars so far off of a $20 million budget. So shouts out to you guys over there. That's amazing. Just another big leap for anime. I think the only time I've seen that before was when we got Dragon Ball's Super Brawly movie, and that movie was amazing to me, man. Oh my god, like these two movies has definitely been those have been a big accomplishment for anime. So let's get right into the movie. I'm gonna say this right off the rip. My entry statement for this is gonna say Demon Slayer Infinity Castle is a cool movie, but not a great movie. Now, some people might say, "Oh, you're hating or you're trying to go against the grain." Just bear with me. The reason why I say that is because this movie really requires you to be a fan of the show, as you should be. Don't get me wrong. Most anime movies kind of go veer off into like a little side story that doesn't really connect with the actual TV show. But this one was done a little bit different because this is actually them presenting the final season in a three-part movie, which I think is genius. I think this is the best way that when it comes to anime that they can maximize profit. I think that's kind of genius. I think it sucks with this because this is a three-part movie, and I believe there's one coming out every 2 years. So by the time we get to the last one, which will probably be 2029, man, I feel like who knows if the hype will still be there. Who knows? We might be over it. Because right now, the way anime goes, that first season hits, second season's whatever, and if it's a third season, depending on how long it takes to come out, we all lose interest. But getting right into the movie, man. Like I said, this movie was cool. This movie had a lot of animation, and I think Demon Slayer is one thing I can say about Demon Slayer. Maybe Solo Leveling compares. Demon Slayer has never lacked on the animation. One thing I really loved about this movie was that the quality you get in the TV show is what you're getting in the movie theaters. And that's when you realize, like, damn, this entire time I've watched this show, I never realized how much work these animators was really putting in. You thinking you about to get another level of animation. It's the same level, but it lets you know, like, they love us as fans so much that they give us movie quality in a TV show. So I really appreciate that. I don't think the animation even took a leap. I just think the animation continued to be consistent. I love that because some shows I really do hate. You give us this great movie anime, and then you give us this TV show crap. And it's just annoying. So shouts out to you guys. So animation was definitely one thing. Um, the reason why I said it's not great is because Demon Slayer has probably one of the most basic stories when it uh comes to any anime. Some animes you get a good balance of story, plus with animation. I think Demon Slayer suffers kind of from the same thing as Solo Leveling, where the animation is so great that you don't really care so much about the story sometimes. Sometimes you kind of want to know just a simple matter of why we're doing this and let me see it all kind of work its way out. So saying that, man, if you are an anime fan or you new to anime, you kind of want to jump into anime and kind of see what the hype is. I don't think this is a good movie for you to start off with because you have to understand the show. You have to be a fan of it. You have to get why the movie starts out the way it does with them falling into the Infinity Castle. You have to understand that. So it's not something that you could just jump into. Other anime movies, you probably have a better chance, but not this one. So and saying that too, I feel like that's kind of where you kind of rob new fans of it because they're gonna be sitting there like, what the hell's going on? I don't understand why this guy's fighting this guy. I don't understand why they're running for. I don't get it. You're not gonna understand it. So you gotta be really careful. This is gonna be the anime that's gonna get you into it. It can still get you if you don't care about the story. but they don't really focus on the story too much. Obviously this is supposed to be like the final arc, and you just can't hop into it. So I felt like it kind of robbed fans a little bit of, hey, we're gonna give you all the fights you want. Don't worry about this story. But then again, there's two more parts coming out, so maybe the story will be addressed more in the second part, and that's what I hope. But again, that's not a bad thing. Like I said, the fighting in this is amazing. Speaking of fighting, man, I want to say one of the biggest shots out I want to say is to Zenitsu. Zenitsu used to be the really scary guy. Only time he had cool moments was whenever he was asleep and sleepwalking. This man showed us that, bruh. He put in that training. He was wide awake in this movie, man, and he was doing his thing. This man came up with his own, I'm saying, breathing technique after being ridiculed of just only knowing just one style. And he really showed us, man. I believe he fought, I think it was upper six or something like that, but he fought one of the upper rank demons, and man, that fight was amazing. It wasn't that long, but it was cool. But man, shouts out to you, bro. I was really impressed with you, bro. We didn't get enough of saying this one. He was just there. Like I said, this is just the beginning. There's definitely gonna be more in the second part. So I'm not gonna, be too mad about it. But hey, man, so far so good. I can't say nothing. I can't complain. This is one of the fights that I really kind of felt like didn't really matter to me. I didn't really care about it. Believe her name is Shinobu. She fought a guy named, I believe, Dorma, whatever it was. But we were kind of introduced to a new upper rank. I feel like that fight kind of really had no significance. My thing is when it comes to the Hashira, we didn't really get enough time with them. What I mean by that is we were introduced to them at the end of season one. We got to see all of them. They're really cool. Then before we get to the entertainment district arc, we get into Mugen Train where you get Rengoku. And that movie was really good, but I felt like the reason why I wasn't really connected with that movie was because Rengoku looked cool, all the Hashira looked cool, but I didn't get enough time to really get a connection with you guys. And I know that they try to give you flashbacks, but it's not enough for me to care. Now, when he did pass, it hurt because he was one of my favorite Hashiras just off a look alone. I thought he was cool as hell, fire. I can't say that from him. But I'm not too connected to the Hashira, so not to spoil it, but there's a scene in here with her where she's fighting this, upper rank. And personally, I feel like the kind of way the fight ended, I didn't really care too much. I thought it was more like, okay, you are fighting someone of this level, so I don't expect anything less. But they try to make you care about things that you really don't care about, in the sense that you don't have enough connection to these people, so you don't know. This show has really been focused around its three main characters: Tanjiro, Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Nezuko, actually four. So this is kind of where you really care about certain characters. So I feel like with the Hashira, that's like the only thing that I can say that I didn't have too much of a connection with. It's sad the way some of these things kind of end with certain people, but it just wasn't enough for me to really care. And I think again, if you're new to this movie or you're just an anime fan, they don't do enough storytelling with what's going on. They do a lot of flashbacks, and it's hard to really get a connection. I think it just provides the purpose of why they're doing what they're doing, and it's cool. It is what it is. Now we got one of the main fights, which is Akiza versus Tanjiro and Gyo. Man, this fight was the main fight of the entire movie. Took up the most time. This fight was over an hour. Obviously, Tanjiro's definitely had a chip over his shoulder after what happened to Rengoku back in Mugen Train. And, I think that's just been his whole focus, is to kind of, take this guy down. This fight was amazing, man. This fight was a light show. Tanjiro and Gyo fight so well together. It's like they are just in sync. Obviously, Gyu is the one that kind of took Tanjiro under his wing to a degree. But man, they fight well together. I mean, with this water style thing that they do, and Tanjiro kind of has that fire style. It's like, man, these guys are just amazing. Like I said, this fight really just kind of just goes in, man. Like the emotion Tanjiro had when he ran into him was like, Akiza, like he. I was like, yo, this is the thing about this show I love, bro. The emotion Tanjiro shows is like, my mission was to go get Muzan, but nah, I gotta get you, dog. So that was dope. Like I said, man, I love how they took turns. Tanjiro would definitely get some. Giyu would definitely get some. One of the highlights of this fight that kind of really was like stood out to me was, I love the critical thinking that Tanjiro does. One thing about Demon Slayer I do like is that when they're talking to themselves, or when they're having all this conversation while they're fighting, this is a real life like strategy. This is you really calculating every move, questioning yourself, what should I do? And I love that about Tanjiro. It's like you can really see what this man's thinking. This movie was one big acid trip. This movie consistently changed visuals. One minute we're fighting, next minute we're in the snow, next minute we're in a flashback. It was a lot of that. And I want to touch on the flashbacks. The flashbacks was cool, but they were kind of taken away from the movie itself. I mean, you'd be in a high thrill environment of like, damn, this fight's going on, and then we get stuck in like a 5 minute flashback. And that was probably one of the only real big flaws I could say with this movie that I didn't like, and I hope that they don't continue that with the rest of the other two films. The flashbacks are cool, bro, but I felt like Demon Slayer, I know it's not easy to do that, but it should have set up the flashbacks a little bit earlier on in the show to where maybe that we could have, not had to waste so much time on it because it does take away from those moments. And it's cool. It's not really that big of a deal, so I won't take away too much punch from it. But overall, man, that fight was amazing, bro. I mean, I think even the way it ended, it was good. I don't really want to spoil it too much, but that was a really good fight. I could say all three fights overall were good. One of them I definitely really didn't care for, as I said earlier. But man, overall, bro, this movie was cool. I have a little theory. I wonder if they're going to essentially make this into episodes that we can kind of catch on, Crunchyroll, because 2 years is a long time to wait. I can kind of see them doing the whole Mugen Train thing. So, I mean, overall, in that, man, I said I would give this movie like a solid 8. Like I said at the beginning, I think it's a cool movie. I don't think it's a great movie. Like I said, just based off of the storyline alone. But I just think it could have used more to kind of keep people engaged. And if anime is getting to new heights, kind of want to make the story a little bit interesting so that people can, I guess, get attached to it. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But I want you guys to let me know what you guys think about Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. Did you like it? What was your overall thoughts? What do you think that they could do better? Going forward into the next two movies. But until then, you guys let me know what you guys think about that. Catch you guys next time on the Real Life Recap Podcast. Peace.